आज शाम की शंकर लॉज की दिल्ली की मीटिंग में आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत है। हम लोगों के बीच आज हमारे राष्ट्रीय व अंतर्राष्ट्रीय प्रवक्ता श्री सीए शिंदे जी मौजूद हैं, जो कि शायद आप लोगों को मालूम हो या ना मालूम हो, पूर्व में प्राणी विज्ञान जूलॉजी के प्रोफेसर रहे हैं और उन्होंने अंडर ग्रेजुएट क्लासेस के लिए 10 टेक्स्ट बुक्स भी लिखी हैं। शायद ये आया हम लोगों को ना मालूम हो। शिंदे जी थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी के आजीवन सदस्य हैं और 1975 से सोसाइटी के माध्यम से सेवा में रत हैं। शिंदे जी ने कई सेमिनार, स्कूल्स ऑफ विजडम, वर्कर्स ट्रेनिंग कैंप्स कंडक्ट किए हैं और विभिन्न विषयों पर थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी में टॉक्स दिए हैं। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय अधिवेशनों के सेमिनार के दौरान भी उन्होंने बहुत सारे टॉक्स लिए हैं। उन्होंने श्रीलंका व क्रोटोना में जाकर भी विजिट कर व्याख्यान दिए हैं। शिंदे जी हमारी सोसाइटी के अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हेडक्वार्टर अडयार में आजकल रहते हैं और लाइब्रेरी व कई अन्य जिम्मेदारियों को भी संभालते हैं। क्योंकि थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी की अंतिम अंतर्राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्षा श्रीमती राधा बर्नियर और कि इस माह में बर्थडे है, अतः हमारे प्रवक्ता श्री शिंदे जी ने अपना विषय पायनियर की स्पिरिट ऑफ डॉक्टर राधा बर्नियर रखा है। यहाँ यह भी कहना उपयुक्त होगा कि शिंदे जी ने राधा बर्नियर के वॉच टावर आर्टिकल्स को कंपाइल करके, जो कि बहुत बड़ा काम था, एक पुस्तक द वर्ल्ड अराउंड अस पब्लिश करवाई है। अब मैं श्री शिंदे जी को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि कृपया आएं और अपना सार गर्भित टॉक दें और राधा बर्नियर जी, जो कि बहुत ही उनका ग्रेट कंट्रीब्यूशन है, उनके बारे में बताएं। कृपया शिंदे जी प्लीज आइए।
Thank you, Brother R.K. Mathur. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Many thanks for your kind invitation in this month of November to share some thoughts on Radha Bernier. At the outset, I thank Brother R.K. Mathur for the kind words introducing me to you all. Most of you know Hindi, but I am going to speak in English because some of you don't know Hindi. In fact, I have visited Shankar Lodge, Indraprasth Lodge, Delhi Federation during my way to Bhowali and returning to Chennai. So all the while I have visited these lodges. I am well associated with these lodge members. So, as we know, on 15th November 1923, our beloved Radha Bernier, born in 1923, and therefore this year 2020 is the 97th birth anniversary of Radha Bernier. With this, I thought to share something of her pioneering spirit, because she led us an example. In modern world, there are very few who are ideal to follow, and the youth of today actually starving with such ideal leaders, not only in spiritual organization but in all other organization. We have this kind of lack of leaders. As we know, she is known for her leadership, for her administration capacities, and for her wisdom as well. The pioneering spirit in all her theosophical activities appealed to me personally very much. So I selected this topic to put before you all. It is something to contemplate by all members in every lodge, because I would like to consider 4 points here of our pioneering spirit. Number 1, her simple needs and simple life. Second, her spiritual guidance. Third, her spiritual friendship with all members equally and putting them at right place at right time to work for the society. Fourth point, her commitment to theosophy, and most importantly, her convinced views about the uh, conventional religion, about the true religion, and also about the masters of the wisdom. These are all inspiring and encouraging guideline to us to take up the hard task of becoming the member of the Theosophical Society and work for the Theosophical Society physically, emotionally, and mentally involved in the society to serve humanity at large. So, when we consider the first point of her pioneering spirit, that of her simple living, she lived very simply in the campus. Especially, she was not using any vehicle and also not allowing vehicles in the campus. That shows her concern to maintain ashram atmosphere in the campus. In her youth, she used cycle as eco-friendly. Now we use that word eco-friendly, but she has been previously she was using cycle when she was in youth. Her sensitive nature really felt the presence of nature spirit in the Adyar campus. Her needs, therefore, were also very simple. Once, let me give you the example. Once her secretary, Bernice, you might be knowing her, who was associated with her for a long period, Bernice told us she had a sari of 50 years old. And once she was walking in the Adyar headquarter hall towards her office, and it some accidentally torn the border. So immediately she reached to the office and get it repaired simply by stapling the border as a temporary remedy. Look at this incidence using sari for 50 years. That indicates her material acquisition were of little value in her life. This shows the simplicity, and she was guiding us to use it, reuse it, give to others, or for recycling. But no use and throw attitude was there in her. She used even lead pencil up to the butts for proofreading, using the pencil with its full utility. Using one-side paper for her rough editorial notes, no mobile phone with her, no ornaments as well. So she's not allowed to prune or cut the trees in campus. Look at their natural beauty, she was asking. Nature knows how to maintain beauty. She was telling us not to prune the or cut the trees also. Let them grow as naturally as they can. She was not allowing to root out the grass even from the ground. You can cut the grass, but don't root out, because this grass itself is the hiding place for mungus and creepers, insects, and so on. So she was so concerned of the life and also to maintain the ashram campus in the Adyar. Living simple life without any complaints was her principle. In one of her articles, she gave the example of the life of a leaf of a tree, which is something to contemplate, and I think it is very appropriate to mention here. This is from her presidential address in January 2011, 2 years before her death. She gave this example of leaf of a flower, how it leads a life. She said it was autumn, there was a big tree. Tree was on the side of a broad road. Leaves had started falling. An observant and watchful passenger picked up leaf which had just fallen at his feet and asked that leaf, "Dear leaf, do you feel sad as you have separated from the mother tree? And do you feel that you are going to perish?" And the leaf silently replied, "Sir, why should I feel sad or unhappy? I have informed the tree from which I am now separated. I informed that I had taken part in all its activities, all the time helping it to grow, and I too have grown with it. Now it is the time for me to take part in its growth in a different way. So why should I feel unhappy? Up until now, I had provided nourishment to the tree from above, but now it's time for me to take part in its growth in a different way by nursing the tree in the form of nutrient and compost leaf litter. So I am always part of the tree in one way or the other. Why should I feel sad? Why should I feel unhappy, sir?" That is what the leaf replied. So this example is a beautiful thought-giving or thought-provoking example, because one should ponder over it. When we question ourselves, who am I? We will surely come to understanding that helping others to grow, we enable ourselves to grow. That is what HPB also taught us. You can't do good to yourself without doing the good to the others. This is what she was telling, giving a very simple example of this leaf. When she says a observant was lifted that leaf and observed this, I think herself thought over this in this way. Even in one of her public talk in 1966 convention at Adair, she told, "Don't go details into the ageless wisdom teaching, but concentrate more on the principles." She said it is better to dwell on the principles rather than the details. Don't get entanglement with the details, otherwise you get confused. This is how many people who read secret doctrine, they get confused. But when you ponder over the three propositions which HPB has given in the beginning of the secret doctrine, they are enough. If you really ponder over, reflect over on those principles, that will help you to progress on a spiritual path. On the other hand, the reflective approach to study principles enables us to grasp what is essential, and so you can solve your problem of daily life. This is how Radha Barnea taught us the theosophy. She gave more importance to the simple living and less needs. Second point I would like to focus here, she was our real spiritual teacher. Not because she would impose her ideas on us, but because we saw and we felt greatness in her. Whoever coming near to her, he was becoming silent and willingly ready to observe the silence in her presence. That most of us experienced this at Adair, especially in the programs that were held in the headquarter hall at Adair. She was with such a personality, which is difficult to understand and express in words. I felt many times she had around her an abiding aura of strength, aura of understanding and contentment, aura of holiness. And when you feel, you become silent. You won't chat with anybody, just be silent with her. She never spoke about her spiritual status, but I let you know, Krishnamurti can see the aura of Radha Barniyar, and Krishnamurti himself saw her promising spirit, and he himself instructed her to contest for the international presidency. And I would like to give you these incidents. You can go through the book titled J. Krishnamurti Autobiography by Pipul Jaikar. In the chapter 33, which is titled as Cosmos and Chaos, on page number 381, it is given detail. You can read that book, J. Krishnamurti, a biography by Pipul Jaikar, chapter 33, page 381. And I will let you know what is written there. Radhaji on November 28, 1979, it was the period of her election for international presidency. She was not ready to contest, but she was there in the Rishi Valley with Pipul Jaikar and others, with Krishnamurti. They were having this kind of gathering on and often in Rishi Valley. And Krishnaji asked her during breakfast whether she was standing for president of the Theosophical Society. And she replied, she did not know. She just said she did not know. Then Krishnaji immediately said, "What do you mean by you don't know?" Suddenly the atmosphere charged with a new energy, and Krishnaji again asked, Mrs. Besant intended the land Adyar to be meant for teaching. The TS has failed. The original purpose is destroyed. He also spoke about true religious spirit that probed, that questioned, that negated, and that land is waiting in the Indian soil. Can we do something about it? That is what Krishnaji asked. And it was as if Krishnaji had found something precious in Radhaji, and there was really a great joyousness in him, as if the long-awaited time had come. He turned to all gathered persons searching for confirmation whether Radhaji is going to contest or not. People just then questioned, "What do you feel, sir?" "We feel it is a new mystic." He did not deny it. Later, he again spoke of the Theosophical Society and of Radha Barniyar becoming president. And then Pipul Jaikar again asked to J. Krishnamurti, "At one point, sir, you say that Radhaji is deeply in the Krishnamurti Foundation, and at another point you say that she should stand for presidency of the Theosophical Society. How do you reconcile these two statements?" And then he said, "I can say it. I can say it. Others can't," he replied. "I can say anything." So these are the very powerful words. That is what Pipul Jaikar felt, as if presence of Krishna consciousness, Lord Krishna's consciousness in him. And it is just like an order to contest for that. we know she was, Radhaji was associated with Krishnaji right from her childhood. And after becoming the president, Radhaji was asked, was losing J. Krishnamurti a blow to the society? And she replied, when he was in the society, not many in the outside world knew him, but he was very popular among Theosophists. He left the society because of some differences with some of its members. But even outside the society, he remained a Theosophist and showed equal love to all. In fact, he lived according to our teachings. When she elected as president, we all know that she welcomed Krishnaji in Adyar campus, and surprisingly, he accepted her invitation. Some of us know that Krishnaji not visiting the Adyar campus after 1933, after passing of Annie Besant. But soon after Radhaji became the president of the TS in 1980, Krishnaji was back home in the Adyar. This single act of bringing back J. Krishnamurti in the campus is really a shining diamond in the life history of Radhaji. One of her statements made in her talk in Italy is, I think, worth contemplating as our spiritual guidance. The Theosophy is not a kind of empty philosophy, she said, or it is also not a new sect or religion, but it has to do with the learning something about life and with the realization of the beauty of life and its meaning. So those who work in this direction become a light which radiates friendship, harmony, kindness, and love to all. This is how she was explaining to all of us. Another example of Radhaji is her personal concern for Alcott Education Society students. You know, she donated lakhs of rupees, but asked not to mention the donor's name there. She was extremely generous with her own time and resources. We are really grateful to Radhaji for inspirational, because these all are inspirational incidents to us to follow, especially towards generosity. And one more inspiration, she propagated that of vegetarianism. She had around her an abiding aura of strength, a deep contentment, and undeniable holiness. At times, it was pouring like a sudden wave of beneficent. I use this word because she asked me to come and work in Adyar, and immediately when she was asking whether you can come or not, and I spontaneously said, yes, I will come in the October. And she was so happy that it was sudden pouring like a sudden wave of beneficence. And she told me, you come and work here, that will be adding to your good karma. So these are the words which are really inspiring us. And we don't know whether what we are doing here. But as she has said, it is a good karma, let it work like that. Then the third point I would like to focus here, she was friendly not only to the plants and animals, but also to all the members and non-members. She had that friendly spirit, not because she patted us in the back. Of course, rarely she was doing that one also. but because she challenged us to do what is right and to be responsible as member of the Theosophical Society. She said to us, each one of us must overcome his own selfishness, his own laziness, and his own carelessness. Is it not all petty identification with the personality? See, such questions are really your petty life, petty personality. She was always pinning us in this respect. So it is essential that we must find out if there is something fundamental which will give us energy to act. She friendly once asked, who knows actually? Is it a mind? Is it a heart? Who knows? Is it not the it is not the mind and brain, it is also not the heart that knows. Mind cannot know because it thinks. Heart also cannot know because it feels. But it is the intuition that knows. So for intuition, there has to be a radical change in your mind-brain complex, and your heart must be completely motiveless, so that that new mind, that learned mind, she used that word new mind, and that can be helpful to receive insights, inspirations, and intuition. Friendly, she was telling to us, Theosophist way of life is Theosophist way of life is not an easy task. A true Theosophist must be prepared to make many sacrifices and give training to his mind to contemplate and study deeply, especially focusing his attention on principles for purification of mind and purification of heart. There are very few, she was always expressing this, there are very few who are really doing this in present world. So study of theosophy can't be divorced from integrity and purity in one's action and also way of life. That was her guidance to all, a friendly guidance to all of us. It is such collective sincere efforts of the members of the TS makes Theosophical Society transcend all man-made categories of caste, creed, sex, and color. And then what we say, a nucleus of universal brotherhood is created. For universal or for universality, it calls upon to forget the national borders and to understand earth is our mother and sun is our father. We all draw energy from earth beneath and the sun from above. This principle need to be understood very well to form the nucleus of the universal brotherhood. Otherwise, there will be no human regeneration. Human regeneration will depend entirely on the earnest of the inquiry and the unselfish devotion of the member to the true objects of the society. Theosophical Society is not meant to preach brotherhood, but to consist of groups which form a single unit or single organism, she was using the word, to promote this idea of universal brotherhood, which is of course a fact in nature. But we are supposed to form a nucleus of universal brotherhood together, and it happens only when I myself become the nucleus first. In the sense, when you become nucleus, How you can know that you have become nucleus? And she was telling, it is our friendly relationship, brotherly relationship. You look into the mirror of your relationship and you will see what progress has taken. Many things will be revealed to you. This is how she was very friendly to all of us and giving right direction for progressing in our relationship, brotherly, affectionately, lovingly. Well, those who are knowing Hindi, I would like to quote here some Hindi quotes which are really inspiring because it is more related to with the relationship. We must know our own progress. He was telling how to know our own progress. Everybody is asking such question. And to explain this, I would like to quote the Hindi quotation here, which makes us clear. आंसू जता देते हैं दर्द कैसा है, आंसू जता देते हैं दर्द कैसा है, बेरुखी बता देती है, बेरुखी बता देती है हमदर्द कैसा है, घमंड बता देता है, घमंड बता देता है पैसा कितना है, बोली बता देती है इंसान कैसा है, संस्कार बता देते हैं परिवार कैसा है, बहस बता देती है ज्ञान कैसा है, ठोकर बता देती है ध्यान कैसा है, नजरें बता देती है सूरत कैसी है, स्पर्श बता देता है नियत कैसी है, वक्त बता देता है रिश्ता कैसा है. So even after her death, we all are friendly to her. That is our relationship with Radhaji and also to the Theosophical Society. So she said, life is relationship. Be friendly, be brotherly, affectionately, be in a lodge as homely as possible. You must feel homely in the lodge atmosphere. But unfortunately, I am sorry to say, we are fighting, competing, going to court to solve our own problems. We speak about brotherhood, we fight for brotherhood, but we are not yet ready to act brotherly, affectionately, and lovingly to each other. All this surely indicates we are not yet really fit to serve humanity if we are not having such kind of brotherly relation, such kind of nucleus in our lodges. This is what she was explaining, how to form the nucleus in the lodge, and she was explaining all this very friendly, without any assertion as such. The fourth point I would like to focus here, she was a committed worker of the Theosophical Society till the end of her life. She was convinced that the masters are still with us. Adair is really a master's home, in spite of the conventional wisdom that says the masters left the Theosophical Society when HPB died. Some of them, they are having this conventional wisdom. As I said, Radhaji was committed worker, which I mean, she was not only student of Theosophy, but as committed worker, she popularized Theosophical ideas around the world with special emphasis on daily living and especially on human regeneration. She was the founder of the New Life for India movement since 1968, aiming to create an awareness in Indian youths of right citizenship, right values, right means, and she was the editor of Wake Up India quarterly magazine. she believed perfectly and convinced in the perfected beings to whom we call the masters of the wisdom. But she made it clear to us that these perfected belongings are, these perfected beings are like beautiful street lamps. They can't make our distance shorter, but through light, they definitely throw light on our paths. And that makes our journey easier. This is what she convinced with the existence of the masters of the wisdom who are always helping. She was committed to live in the campus till the end of her life. She lived at Parsi Quarters, which is a simple house with simple facilities, simple living and high thinking, and hard working was her discipline and commitment. Speaking about her hard work, which I have witnessed personally, she was attending on duty at 7:30 a.m., working for 6 full days. Even on Sunday, she was addressing to the committed members regularly. She was writing watchtower notes in the Theosophists with inspiring thoughts to members all over the world and trying to propagate theosophical spirit among the lodges, federations, sections. She was known for her wisdom in this sense. The book, The World Around Us, is the compilation of all our articles, especially editorial articles, and they are arranged into sections, chapters, and subject wise for easy approach to all of us. She said, one must take care of the fact that whether you want it or not, there is possibility of both depression and loneliness in everybody's life. Depression in failure should not affect one's heart, but one must contemplate and thought over it. In the same way, ego in success should not go to our head. One must surrender his success to the great help that we are getting from the masters of the wisdom. Help is always there in TS work. Whatever may be your age, if you are planning for tomorrow, remember you are not old, but still young to achieve. Planning is essential, but one must try his best to work out that plan with all his abilities, and then TS, Theosophical Society, aids you. TS founded to aid such efforts, she was telling. And to sum up, she was definitely a spiritual guide. She always insisted us to be free from bind beliefs and superstitions. Speaking about essence of theosophy, she said us that we must remember always, one, it is to understand all religions free of superstitions. Secondly said, it is to live and love all life equally. It is to practice of universal brotherhood, not only of men, but all living beings. Practical brotherhood and not just talk alone. When we practice brotherhood, even during crisis, there will be no friend and foe. There should not be no friend and foe, even during crisis. In enemy also, we should see something good. I would like to say here, she was liking that book, Light on the Path. Always she was quoting. And everybody is teacher. That is what she was telling. It is only then one becomes able to love not only to Rama as the ideal king, but also to Ravana, who had an extraordinary qualities of devotion and dedication to his principle. I would like to end my talk with Hindi because it is very essential to understand that nobody is bad or evil. In everybody, there is something good to follow. Everybody has something to give to the society. Even in Ravana also you can see good things. I would like to end with this Hindi thing. रावण बनना भी कहाँ आसान है भाई, रावण बनना भी कहाँ आसान है. रावण में अहंकार था, रावण में अहंकार था तो पश्चाताप भी था. रावण में अहंकार था तो पश्चाताप भी था. रावण में वासना थी तो संयम भी था. रावण में सीता के अपहरण की ताकत थी तो बिना सहमति परस्त्री को स्पर्श भी न करने का संकल्प भी था. सीता जीवित मिली ये राम की ही ताकत थी, पर पवित्र मिली ये रावण की भी मर्यादा थी. So look at this Ravana who has this maryada, this sankalp, this sayam, this paschatap, all these. Why we are unnecessarily focusing our attention on his ahankara and all his activities which are antagonistic to brotherhood? But if you are able to see, you won't be judgmental to your looking. That is what she taught us. And finally I end with the Sanskrit saying, amantram aksharam nasti. Amantram aksharam nasti. No mantra is amantram aksharam nasti. No word is mantra. Every word is mantra. That is what its meaning is. Amantram aksharam nasti. Every word is a mantra. Nasti moolam anaushidam. No root is without the medicinal value. Ayogya purushaha nasti. No person or no purusha is bad or evil. Yojakataha tat durlabaha. That is what training is required. So everybody is good. Both two selves are there. That is what Krishnamurti said. There is one progressive self and there is one spiritual self. Both the selves are there. A progressive self is progressing. We must transcend that progressive self to the spirituality. That kind of realization of spirituality is the aim of the Theosophical Society. Thank you very much. I took much time of you. Thank you, Brother R.K. Mathur, and all of you being silent to listen these few thoughts about Radha Bernier, who had a pioneering spirit, and we loved her. All of us, we liked her, we loved her, and we are following her. Thank you very much. Namaste to all.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Mathurji, would you like to say something?
Yes.
Thank you, brother. Is there any person, member present, who would like to comment, add, or ask any question?
Can I share a personal experience with Radhaji?
Yes, you can.
मैंने राजीव
You know, when I joined Theosophy, the first ever
हाँ
meeting,
बोलिए लीजिए.
कप ले तो यहाँ पे जमीन में रख दिए हैं.
Very inspiring about Dr. Radha Bernier and the aspect of her simplicity, especially
Yeah.
because I have my personal experience. I was going to see her off at the Patna airport, and then she saw a building, very imposing building. She asked me, whose house is that? I told her it belongs to a former minister. She said it is a sin to live and build such houses.
Yes, yes. It's quite true.
Yes.
दरसा भाई थे. ये कौन है?
क्या बोल रहे थे?
Brother Colonel Kalash, please continue, brother.
yeah, when I joined Theosophy, the first visit to Varanasi and the Annie Besant Hall, there was a lecture of Radhaji, and first time when I saw her, the beautiful way she started, she entered and looked around, sat down and looked around, and first sentence was, do we know what we know? Then she looked around, all around, looked around, waited for a couple of minutes.
Sir, are you getting my voice?
Yes, yes. So the next time, after a couple of minutes, she again looked around, looked at each one of the persons, and she again repeated that, do we know what we know?
कोई लगता है बोल रहा है, muted.
And that carried a great meaning, what we are saying and what we are acting on. Thank you.
Very nice, Brother Kailas. Do you know what you know? Very nice guidance.
Brother Devakarji, you want to add something more? Brother Pradeep Mahapatra ji, you are also here. Kindly share your experiences, valuable experiences also with her.
30 more.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. I am narrating an incident. It is connected with Professor Sindheji and as well as Umakant Rao.
Oh.
Hello, are you listening?
Yeah. Tell, sir.
So it is relating to 2021-3. Radhaji passed away on 31st October. On November issue in The Theosophist, everybody might have seen the photograph of Radhaji in the Theosophist cover. So when Brother Umakant Rao brought his own to Banaras, he narrated the story. Generally, Radhaji never agreed for a publication of her photograph in the Theosophist cover page. So when Brother Sindhe proposed this to publish Radhaji's photograph in the Theosophist November issue, Umakant Rao straight away told him, no, it should not be published. Then Umakant Rao and Sindheji both went to Radhaji. It is around first week of October or some time between them. Better Sindheji knew better than me. So Radhaji at that time, because it was already almost 20 or 25 days before her passing to other world, then Radhaji, both of them place the point of discussion that we like to publish, particularly Umakant Rao sir told me that Sindhe sir informed Radhaji we want to publish your photograph in the November issue of Deep Theosophy. Radhaji kept a little mum. Probably by that time she must be aware that when this The Theosophist will be published in 2013 November issue, she might be not there.
There.
So reluctantly she agreed. Then the photograph published and she gone to peace on 31st October night. In the November issue, it was published. She is so benevolent, so many examples we have. Even she will purchase, she will collect 3-4 lemon from the Adair garden, and immediately she will return with the exact price, whether it is 10 rupee or 15 rupees. And the most important thing, was that when she left, before she left her physical body, none of her relations were available because she directed each one to vacate the Adair premises. That is her greatness. Okay, that much, Rajivji, that much I heard it. Thank you for giving scope to me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Brother Tendulkar, would you like to add, please, your own experiences?
Rajiv sir.
Yes, brother.
Rajiv sir, I am Arvind from Vikram. Yes,
Arvind ji,
नमस्ते
please,
सबको
please,
प्रणाम
please.
प्रणाम मेरे को
प्रणाम। आप
जी
बताइए सर।
सबसे पहले सर मैं मदर राधा बर्नियर को मेरा प्रणाम और कुछ मैं शेयर करना चाहता हूं उनके साथ। शिंदे साहब,
हाँ बोलिए।
जब वो उज्जैन आई थी सर,
हाँ
तो
उज्जैन।
हमारे यहाँ एक पब्लिक लेक्चर रखा था सर उनका अवेयरनेस पर। तो जब पब्लिक लेक्चर रखा सर, तो कम से कम 250 मेंबर्स वेयर देयर इन आवर लॉज। और दूसरा, जब हमने फर्स्ट डे उनको जब हमने इनविटेशन दिया, तो जब वो आए लॉज में, तो हमने उसके 3 दिन पहले ही एक होटल बुक कर दिया था उनके लिए। मैं प्रेसिडेंट आ रही है, होटल बुक कर दे। तो उनका ये कहना था, उनकी सिंपलिसिटी से बता रहा हूं सर मैं, कि उनका ये कहना था कि मुझे मास्टर्स के वाइब्रेशंस यहाँ नजर आ रहे हैं, मैं यहीं रुकूंगा, आई विल स्टे देयर।
वाह, वेरी नाइस।
मैं होटल नहीं जाऊंगी मैं। तो वो 3 दिन सर होटल अपने लॉज में ही रुकी सर वो। और इतना मुझे आज उनके 3 दिन उनके साथ में रहा मैं सर, लेकिन उनके पर्सनालिटी के लिए सर मेरे पास कोई जवाब नहीं है। थैंक्स। और मैं
मालूम है उज्जैन हॉल, वो मालूम है मुझे। आई हैव आल्सो स्टेड देयर।
तो वो जी सर, महापात्रा साहब भी रुके हैं सर। तो वो 3 दिन तक सर वहां से कहीं गई नहीं बाहर, बोले मुझे कहीं नहीं जाना है, मैं यहीं रहूंगी। तो कुछ टीयूएस के प्रोग्राम थे, कुछ आपके ईएसटी के प्रोग्राम थे, तो उनकी सिंपलिसिटी में एकदम याद आया सर, तो आपके साथ शेयर किया सर। वेरी वेरी थैंक्स सर। थैंक यू।
We agree with, she had that sensitivity. She had that sensitivity.
मैं गुजरात से बोल रहा हूँ, मुकेश काका। मैं राधा बर्नियर, मेरा एक अनुभव आपको बताना चाहता हूँ। बता सकता हूँ क्या मैं?
Yes, brother, please बताइए।
यस, वे अहमदाबाद में हमारा गुजरात का थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी का अधिवेशन था। साल अभी मुझे याद नहीं है। उस वक्त राधा बर्नियर जी को हमने बुलाया था गेस्ट के रूप में। तो उसने बहुत अच्छी बातें बताई, बड़ी अच्छी प्रतिभा थी उसकी। और उनका वक्तव्य जब पूरा हुआ और दूसरे की बारी आई, तब राधा बर्नियर जी सीधे ऑडियंस में हमारे बगल में बैठ के उनको सुना। इतनी बड़ी प्रतिभा ऑडियंस में अपने साथ बगल में बैठ के जो सुने, वो उनके जीवन की बहुत अच्छी चरम सीमा बताती हैं। और अधिवेशन का मेरे पास एक कार्ड था, उसमें मैंने कहा कि आपकी साइन चाहिए, तो उसने हंसी से हंसकर साइन दे दी। बहुत अच्छा व्यक्तित्व था। मेरा अपना निजी अनुभव है उनके साथ।
Thank you, brother. Thank
मैं भी
you.
कुछ बोलूं?
जी,
सुंदरी
sister.
सिद्धार्थ,
Sister, please. Yes.
नमस्कार। दिल्ली में इंद्रप्रस्थ कॉलेज है और ये कॉलेज थियोसॉफिस्ट ने इंद्रप्रस्थ स्कूल शुरू किया, फिर कॉलेज बना। तो हमने 90th ईयर में जब वाजपेयी जी आए तो हमारी एक टीचर ने कहा, वो भी थियोसॉफिस्ट है, कि राधा जी को बुलाएं और थियोसॉफी के प्रतिनिधि के रूप में उनका सम्मान किया जाए। नवंबर सर्दी में मद्रास से आई, मेरे ही घर ठहरी एक दिन के लिए। ये सारा उन्होंने ऋषिकेश सदन ने सारा अरेंजमेंट किया था, पर वो यहीं ठहरी उस सर्दी में भी। ऐसा और सारा फंक्शन अटेंड करके खाना खा के कोई कुछ ह्यूमिलिटी के अलावा कोई चीज नहीं थी। इतने बड़े थियोसॉफी के प्रतिनिधि के रूप में उनका सम्मान किया गया। हम लोग तो गदगद हो गए और उनका स्वभाव देख के लोग गदगद हो गए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत ही अच्छा लगा।
Thank you, sister. Thank you very much.
अच्छा अच्छा।
Brother Tendulkar ji, would you like to add something, brother?
तेंदुलकर क्यों बोलते? हे अरविंद नरवर आहे
उज्जैनचे बोलायला
तो नाही बोलत, कोणतरी दुसराच बोलतो. बरंच
माथुर बोलायला
माथुर जी,
माथुर नाही बोलत, दुसरा बोलाय.
हेलो, शिंदे जी, बहुत ही अच्छा आपने व्याख्यान दिया, बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल, इंस्पायरिंग, बहुत ही सबको अच्छा लगा। और सभी लोग देखिए, उनके साथ जिन जिन के अनुभव जुड़े हैं, उनकी सारगर्भित चीजें जो थी, मतलब हम लोग समझ नहीं पाते थे, मगर वो इतनी सिंप्लिसिटी के साथ हम लोग भी कई बार अटेंड किया वहाँ पे अड्यार में, तो उनकी एक एक बातें मतलब वो होती थी कि मतलब हम लोग समझ ही नहीं पाते थे। वो बिल्कुल डाउन टू अर्थ, मतलब जो है जैसे आप बता रहे हैं और सभी लोग कह रहे हैं, ये उनकी बहुत बड़ी सिंप्लिसिटी को देख के, मतलब टू द पॉइंट और सिंपल लाइफ रियली सराहनीय है। और आपने बहुत अच्छे से इसको हम सब लोगों को बताया। और भी किसी भाई ने कुछ कहना है, भाई बहन किसी को कोई बात है तो अभी ऐड कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो इसको फिर
and sister Purnmashi ji is there, brother Ramanujacharya ji is there.
अच्छा, रामानुजाचार्य जी,
रामानुचारी आहे, नाही ते ऑन केला नसेल तर.
के मिश्रा,
हा मिश्रा आहे.
आर के मिश्रा, ठीक आहे. हो, करेक्ट
झालंय, आता वेळ झालेला आहे खरं. 59, 5:59
झालं. 6 झालं आता आमच्याकडे.
म्हणून मी आणि जरा कमी केलं ते सगळं.
बरं झालं, त्यासनी जरा बोलायला मिळालं.
होय की त्यांनाही बरं वाटते ना.
जी, सिंधे साहब को मेरा एक सवाल है, पूछ सकता हूँ क्या?
हाँ, जरूर जरूर
बोलिए
जी। मेरा ये सवाल था आपसे कि जीवन में ऊंची चेतना पाने के लिए, अपनी आत्मा को शुद्धतम बनाने के लिए राधा बर्नियर जी ने हमें क्या संदेश दिया, जिस पर हम चले तो शीघ्रता से चेतना को बड़ी उच्चतम स्थिति पे ले जा सका जाए?
Very nice. The same question was asked to Radha ji also, and she said, what I have learned from the life, the whole life, what I have led, and I tried myself to become more and more unselfish. I know there is selfishness in me, but I tried to become more and more unselfish, not to project my own agenda, my own all the personal thinking. So she was doing it.
आप हिंदी में जरा बताएंगे तो ज्यादा समझ में आएगा मुझे.
हिंदी में बताना है तो स्वार्थ हमारे है ही, हम सब लोग स्वार्थी हैं. स्वार्थ कैसा कम हो जाता है अगर हम सावधान से चले तो स्वार्थ हम नहीं देख सकते। तो निस्वार्थ होना यही एक मार्ग है, वो बता रही थी। निस्वार्थ होना इतना इजी नहीं है, आसान नहीं है। इट इज इजी टू
निस्वार्थ जो है वो शब्दों में तो समझ गए, लेकिन अपने जीवन में उसका जो अनुभव है, निस्वार्थ पूर्ण जीवन बन जाए, ये बात कैसे समझ में आ जाए? क्या किया जाए तो अपना जीवन निस्वार्थ बने? शब्दों में तो बहुत कुछ समझ गए।
सही है, सही है,
आना चाहिए।
सही है। जब मैं इधर आया आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट काम करने के लिए, there were many opportunities for me who were ready to give me payment and give work. But when I came in the Adyar, nothing was given. Only we have to pay our all expenditure, even electricity bill and everything. There I learned a lesson, how to work selflessly, not getting any payment. That is also very difficult. Otherwise, we all were professors looking how much payment is there every month, every that time. So this is also a kind of step to become work for the work's sake. ये एक एग्जाम्पल हो सकता है आपको कि कोई दाम न लेने से काम करना।
दाम न ले और अभिमान तो रहता है। दाम न लेने का भी अभिमान जो रहता है, अच्छे से अच्छे आदमी
होना चाहिए। सही है, सही है, वो भी नहीं होना चाहिए। These are all settled steps we must cross. That is why we are all selfish in one sense. We must forget this self gradually. Of course, it won't happen in one life. You have to do right efforts in this life.
जी, धन्यवाद।
Thank you, thank you.
Mathuji, would you like to close? If all
आप इसको बस क्लोज कर देते हैं। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सन्तु, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति।